messing around. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with another episode of The Mess Around. The usual suspects are here, Hannah Simone and Lamorne Morris. But that lovely, sensual voice you have been hearing is none other than Dr. Sam himself. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. David Walton.
I'm applauding for myself.
You should.
Yeah.
So talk to us about the role of Sam. Do you remember the audition? How did it come to
Hannah,
you?
what makes you think I auditioned for this role? Do you know how big time? I just
You're like, I came into this town offer only, and it has always been that way.
You and Chris Hemsworth.
No, I had I remember I'll tell you how I got this part.
Tell me.
I had been the lead of a show called Bent, me and Amanda Peet, Jeffrey Tambor on NBC.
Yeah, I
auditioned for that, I think.
Did you really?
I'm almost positive I auditioned for that.
Yeah, JB Smoove was in it. And everyone has gone on to win Emmys and huge accolades except for me. But anyway, that was an awesome show. It was one of those examples of failing upwards. Like it got canceled. It was off in 2 weeks, but it had a lot of good reviews, etc. So anyway, you guys happen to be on the hottest show in town. You know, your fans probably don't remember this, but like the ratings of your first season were massive.
Yeah.
Like there's not even a show on TV now that even touches what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
And so that season 2 was a very hot, all guest stars. You guys have been getting amazing people, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
And at that point, I didn't have a manager, and some manager was trying to sign me, and goes, Dave, talk to my agent, say, David should go try to get on New Girl. Nick called Liz Merriweather, and she offered me the part.
Get out.
Holy crap.
So it was a straight offer
Yeah.
from someone who's trying to be your manager.
No. It was just like with that manager had an idea.
Huh.
And then my agent was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I never hired the manager. I don't even know who it is, but thanks.
Thanks
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, whoever you are.
Oh my God, you owe them some money.
Yeah, I know.
Did you know that it was going to be for as many episodes and as for as long as it was?
Not even remotely. They didn't even know who my character was as far as I could tell when I showed up. I was just like this like very kind of, not borderline like slimy, like emotionless, and I don't know if you know, like guest stars, like I don't think those writing rooms are so chaotic. Like they haven't mapped out a Dr. Sam backstory.
Right.
They're just like, let's get that dude. He's pretty funny. Let's just get him in here and see how it goes.
Backstory.
Yeah.
It took a few years.
Yeah. So I remember showing up and being like, I don't know who I am. And they're like, we don't either. And you're like, all right, I'll just say the lines then and we'll figure it out later. And then I think at that point, maybe they liked us together. And it sort of seemed like, all right, let's make Sam nicer now. And then I would just read a new script and be like, oh, I guess I'm a nice guy now.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember meeting you for the first time. I don't remember what you and I said to each other or anything, but I remember Zoe saying, have you seen his wife? And I was like, no. He goes, she's the most beautiful woman in the entire world.
Oh, wow. Zoe never told me that. That's
I remember
great.
that. I remember that feeling when she told me that, and I was like, what? And then I met your wife, and completely accurate.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Stunning. That was like my first
agree,
memory.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is
adorable.
known. Do you remember coming on set and meeting everybody? And
Oh my God, of course. And I remember having so much fun. And I remember, and I say this like I do cameos, and people often I think I'm the only there's a bunch of New Girl people who do cameos, but like, it's always, the question is like, what are they really like? And I'm always like, oh my God, I'm still friends with all of them. And there's a community. And I think it's heartwarming to people because you guys, the show is truly amazing. It's so good. And it's such comfort food to so many people.
Yeah.
It got them through so many of their lives. So I think it's really nice when they know that you guys are all so wonderful. You really are truly beautiful. It was always so fun. I could see how stressed out you guys were sometimes, like in that second season.
Yes. Oh boy.
yeah, there was a lot of pressure. I remember that second season, and they were trying to figure it out. And I think they added second season, like on top of the 22 episode order, they added 3 more. We did 25 episodes.
So many episodes.
So many episodes.
Listeners, that is crazy town nowadays.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so the comedy, like the writers are in their pajamas, they're sleeping there.
Yeah.
Like it was.
There's like this, I think it might have been in season 2 where Liz showed up and she had a square burnt into her back because she had fallen asleep at the office. And remember when, like, for your whatever MacBooks, the charger had like the big square, and it fell on her while she was sleeping and burnt her.
What?
And she didn't wake up. She was that tired that she slept through it, sleeping at the office.
The other thing I remember thinking, like, oh wow, you guys are there. Keep the cameras rolling. You guys are improvising a ton.
Yeah.
And improv is great. It's also like a lot of it is not. Even the best improvisers, like a lot of it is not that great. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, they're really just, it felt very artistic. They're letting them breathe. They're letting them go. Yeah. And they're finding these little things. I was like, this thing is
I think that was it was a big part of our show for sure. And it was a big reason why I think fans resonate with the show because it's, or resonates with fans because our chemistry was there. You know what I mean? We had a shorthand. We had such a shorthand that we could truly finish each other's sentences on that show.
Yeah.
And that was also part of character building for us because, like you said, there wasn't a lot of backstory for Dr. Sam, and there wasn't a lot of backstory for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And so when you improvise, you start finding things, and then the writers start writing towards that, and before you know it, the writers are writing in your voice. And so it makes it simple. It makes it easy where you show up and you can just be as free as possible because the writers are brilliant. They've matched it to your DNA, and it's right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The thing that I hear most from the fans is they talk about the chemistry a lot, and I attribute that to improvising a lot.
I completely agree. And all the little textures, there's so much texture, and there's such a rhythm that unfortunately network comedy never gets to. Like New Girl nailed it because they allowed that, but most network comedy, it's stilted. It's just like joke exactly as I said it there, and you guys have that real life texture.
100%.
It's very hard to mimic in the network TV world.
Is there a particular moment that, like I said before, fans come up to me and often ask me about the chemistry of the cast? Is there a theme with fans when they approach you? Or,
Like an iconic scene or line from Dr. Sam that they...
Well, they always want to weigh in that they either liked me the most of all the boyfriends, they liked me more than Nick, or they liked Nick more, and they were happy that we didn't work out. But no, there does seem to be a sense, and I don't know all the boyfriends that happened, but it does feel like Dr. Sam got to be front row to two of the biggest, most memorable moments in the show for fans. You know, the first kiss, and then the final, like, we're about to get married in season 5, and she's freaking out again.
Right.
And you know, people ask me to play again the elevator scene where I say, like, it's Nick. You know, like, ooh, you know, it's Nick, and then the elevator door closes.
Yeah,
they find that to be like very like almost like
I just got goosebumps when you were saying it now.
Say anything, like it feels like an iconic moment. I think for some of these fans that come up to me, and I'm like, oh, I guess I was a part of that. Didn't know who my character was, but I just at that point I didn't know who my character was.
I was drinking the whole time.
We just had David Iserson on, who wrote Table 34, and I was talking to him about the opening of that episode where you're lying in bed with Jess. She's had that cooler kiss, and she's trying to like work up the courage to tell Dr. Sam about it. And instead, you know, you roll over and just say maybe the most romantic way that any woman could ever be woken up. Like every woman sitting on the couch, I think, next to their boyfriend watching that, where he's like, you're too beautiful. No, I can't look. No, I gotta look at you again. I gotta look. I think everybody just looked at their boyfriend on the couch being like, you see this? You see this man? And then it makes sense all of a sudden why all of a sudden she's like, oh God, this guy's too good. Like, he's too amazing. I can't let him go. And I feel like that was a big turn in your character where we're like, wow, he really is crazy about her. And he's like a lovely boyfriend saying all the right things. Yeah.
No, and I remember feeling sad. Like, I wanted to keep playing on your show, you know, and it recurring guest stars, like, you're always a little bit like, how do I get my way into this and become permanent? You know, I didn't do anything, but you know, you're like, you read the script, you're like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm breaking up, and it's like, and it's also a comedy, so they're not going to do some like, you know, deep emotional thing necessarily for Dr. Sam. He's just going to punch Nick and leave.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
You're like, but I need it
I
for
was like,
myself.
I could have acted that so well because I'm so depressed that I'm gone.
I tell you, that moment annoyed me with you in bed with her because you set a bunch of guys up for failure.
Yeah.
Because like she said, they're looking at their significant others like, hey, what's up with you? How come you don't tell me that? And the reason why we don't want to tell them that, because in the morning, they usually look like creatures. But we have to pretend they
Good
don't.
for you, Lamorne.
Yeah, we
Way
had
to
a
put
big-
yourself out there.
That's right. We had a big fight about this.
Creatures.
Him and I was like, okay, look, really good, husbands, boyfriends, they learn to lie sometimes.
Yeah.
And that is in the best interest of everyone. Some women, we enjoy being lied to.
You enjoy being lied to. Yeah. I didn't cheat on you.
Love it. Okay. All right. Okay.
I didn't. For all those out there.
This is why we have to be specific with Lamorne. I have to be specific.
Oh, I did not. I love being lied to.
Another big iconic episode was the cabin episode. Olivia Munn was in that.
Mm-hmm.
I was never part of that cabin world in that episode. What do you remember about it?
Are we
that's a
allowed to
funny,
speak
weird
in
one.
total?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember really drinking.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
The table scene, I think, where we've all puked, and it's like afterwards.
Yeah.
I had a good real buzz at that point. It was great. It was really fun. Yeah. I may have even picked up some real absinthe, I think. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, or maybe it was just whiskey. But anyway, I had done this show Perfect Couples with Olivia a few years prior. So it's like, it was wonderful to be with her again. And it was really, I like those little bottle scenes, just the four of us.
It seemed like such a fun episode. Like I had forgotten a lot about it. It's so fun about doing a rewatch podcast. There's so many episodes and it was so long ago.
Yeah.
And you're watching things, especially when you weren't in the scenes. And I was like, man, that looked like a fun one.
Yeah, 'cause
Because
I
you like to
wasn't
get
there.
weird, and I can imagine they just let you guys kind of go with it a little bit.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Really, really fun for
Where did you
for
guys
all the
shoot it?
reasons.
Did they build the cabin, or did you
No,
guys?
we went on location. We went somewhere out, like, I don't, those Disney ranch vibes,
Yeah.
out there.
yeah.
It felt something like that, but I don't really remember.
The cool thing about episodes like that is 'cause when you say, oh yeah, I had some drinks, that's true. I think I don't want to speak for you, but like I was definitely like on night shoots. Like there's definitely something in my cup.
Yeah.
For sure. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, this is the way I'm going to enjoy this night shoot in the middle of nowhere.
I think depending on the scene, there's nothing wrong, especially with the comedy, it just depends on the scene. But
Yeah.
I know some actors who are, do very good work and drink a tremendous amount while working. And I'm like, wow, that's not a gear I have.
Yeah. I can't like perform well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could see how in that scene everybody's just there and you're up at that Disney ranch and it's just like, all right, we'll have a shot or two.
Yeah, I think
and then
you have
just
like two
play
lines
around.
left, and then you're just like in
Yeah.
there. And you don't want to. For all those young actors out there, this is not advice.
No.
No, you don't want to drink. But I mean, it really a little taking the edge off, and nothing wrong with that in my opinion.
No.
You heard it here. Little cocaine. That's not what he said. That is not what he said. Folks, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll be here. And we are back. The mess around. We're here with David Walton. Question for you.
Sure.
You had mentioned that fans they ask you about the relationship with Jess, or sometimes they say you are the favorite. Like they love you the most. Why do you think that is? You're obviously very charming and handsome and talented. But what do you think that is?
Well, I don't know. I think ultimately, I think it's because I was the last one in these big moments, and I was very kind to her. And I think I genuinely, really, really loved her, And I think they wrote about that love.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of tender moments. And she's beloved.
Yep.
And when you're treating the beloved star of a show well, and there's juicy soap operatic moments, I think that felt like what it was for me. And the fact that I came back. I went and did my own show About a Boy for 2 years.
Yeah.
When that got canceled, it's like Liz called me up. She's like, we're bringing Dr. Sam back. So I think, I was so happy about. And then so I don't know how many boyfriends came back, but like it even up from there because we got very serious and almost got married.
I think maybe one. Was it Justin Long's character? Came back a little bit,
but
I don't
not
think he
in a
came back
real
in a
way
romantic
like
way.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in a real way like this. I think also like your character had so much growth, right? And really kind of like earned Jess, right? Like matured and did all the things that she wanted Nick to do. And you did it at a faster pace. You were like the grown-up relationship. And it felt very much like a sliding doors moment for her character.
My favorite episode I ever did was the one with the beard, where she discovers me again at that school. And I've got that giant beard. Side note, beard acting is so much easier than regular acting.
Yes, it is.
You seem like so good.
Yeah.
You don't move and you're just like, wow, you are nailing these scenes.
Whenever they ask me to shave this, like it's usually like this. But the last 2 jobs I've had to shave it. Not been happy.
No.
I've not been happy. I've had to actually perform well.
Yeah. Well, when they glue on like a 2-footer, onto you, it's amazing. I wanted to like make that my only tape to get new jobs. Just be like, glue a beard on me and watch me win an Oscar.
Could you guys just give me one moment? I have to call my agent and just remind him that I'm Indian and I can naturally grow a beard. And I just think maybe that'll help me get work.
You can?
I'm an Indian woman, trust me.
So Indian women out there just hairy? Just
Yes,
with
we
full
are.
beards?
We are.
Do y'all line it up like nicely? Like,
Are you kidding me that this is like a real hack to sit there and have a beard and all of a sudden?
yeah.
You really didn't want to shave your beard. I remember there were like arguments in the hair and makeup trailer about the beard.
I'd gone a couple seasons without it.
Yeah.
Grew the beard.
Yeah.
Oh boy, was I a sex symbol. I couldn't walk down the street. Ooh. I couldn't keep it together. Then other jobs are like, can you shave the beard? I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't care what you're offering. Go and fuck yourself.
This is true.
But I had to shave this recently. For the first time, I had to shave my mustache. I just did a movie where I'm playing a real person who existed. He's still alive. On this particular day in which the movie is portraying, he had no mustache. So I went in, said, okay, I haven't shaved my mustache since I was 18. In fact, I did a McDonald's commercial. They said, shave your mustache. I said, oh, okay, cool. Shaved the mustache. The director came and saw me and was like, I was like, yeah, I know. It's weird. Sorry, there's a rule. You never trust a black man without a mustache. So then grew the mustache back. Hadn't shaved it since I was 18. Fast forward recently, hey, Lamorne, you need to shave your mustache. So I was like, all right, I'm playing a real guy. I'll shave it. Shot one day of it. Watched playback and was like, fuck no. I was like, The director went to the director and I said, hey man, listen, I'm not comfortable. And he goes, you want your mustache? Just grow your mustache. I was like, why did you say that before? And so I had to put fake hair
Unbelievable.
just on my lip for the first 2 weeks of the movie.
This sounds wild.
You get it.
You don't understand, Anna. You don't understand.
No, I don't.
That's like somebody telling you to act without your bangs.
You know that almost happened on New Girl? By the way, this is factual. It'd be impossible, first of all.
Yeah.
I would like dissolve into a puddle. I remember when I was testing for New Girl, they asked me to cut my hair into like a bob. Like for the pilot, they're like, cut your hair into a bob. And they're like, why? Like, well, you're both brunettes with bangs. And we just are worried that, and I was like, that what? That people will confuse Zoe and myself. Also, if you look at any real female friendships, if one cuts bangs, the other one cuts bangs. That's just the way the world works.
I'm so glad they let you keep it.
Me too. I was like, they wanted me to like swoop my hair long and then cut the bangs and do all this crazy stuff. And I was like, trust me, if you're trying to sell this friendship, this is a good thing. This is gonna work out for you.
They're like, we can't have two girls with bangs on it and have Lamorne and Damon on the same show.
And then guess what? It all worked out.
Will we ever see? So here's the thing. We talk about this a lot. Mm-hmm. Obviously, doing this podcast, it comes up often.
Yeah.
A reunion. of some sorts. What do you think about that? You'd have to be involved.
Yeah, of course.
You would have to be. What do you think about the possibilities of a New Girl reunion?
I think everyone wants it. Like, you guys are a zeitgeist show. Like, you are tattooed in the pop culture of this world. You know, like, I don't know, you were top 10 streaming show. Like, you're more popular now than you were when it was on TV. Like, you know?
There was something that happened during COVID, and the show was on Netflix.
Yeah.
That just brought our show back in such a huge way.
Massive.
Yeah.
And I always say the part that like made me realize why it was getting all of this crazy attention and we were getting stopped more and things were happening is because as opposed to watching it once a week over the space of 8 years, people would be like, oh my God, I just discovered New Girl and I watched it in 4 days. And I'd be like,
the entire series.
that's like 90 hours of television.
Yeah.
But they were consuming it at that level. So then you're really like embedding yourself into that TV family. And it kind of just gets in your bones in a different way. And everybody was doing it because everyone was locked indoors.
I would say that when I ask people, how many times have you watched the entire series through? And the average answer is like 4 to 5.
Yeah.
And it's comfort food. It's like they've made love during New Girl episodes.
Right.
They've cooked. And that's one of my stupid ass bits. I'm like, you've probably made love while I've been on TV in your bedroom.
Yes.
They're like,
yeah.
you know?
They're like, absolutely.
Yeah, they all like cooking, sleeping. You've fallen asleep to me many times.
Oh, yeah.
They're like 100%.
Yeah.
I've gotten calls from friends. It's so interesting you say that. I've gotten calls from friends and they were like, man, I'm over there with my lady. And all of a sudden, it's like, we in the middle of it. And all of a sudden, I hear your black ass on TV. I got to turn around and turn that motherfucker.
Very funny.
Happens all the time, man. Yep.
You should feel honored. No, it's yes, the point is, of course there should be a reunion.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I think so. It's not going to happen, but
No.
I think it should.
They're pretty hard to put together.
Yeah. Really difficult.
Yeah.
What you got going on, man? What are you working on next? I know you said you're here in town visiting and you're just, you're kicking it. And what are your dreams, hopes, goals, aspirations?
Well, I will announce something that has I'm very excited about.
Yes.
I just did at the Comedy Store my 8th open mic. I'm doing a podcast called Starting Stand Up, and I'm going from beginner to, in 1 year, trying to put together a 20-minute like Netflix caliber special, which is an insane goal because it takes 10 years to get decent at stand-up.
Yeah.
That's the normal thing. But I absolutely love it. I'm doing open mics in Maine, and then I came out here and did one on Monday night that went very well for the first 20 seconds, was full crickets for the next 2 minutes, and then ended quite well. But that's the game. You basically humiliate yourself in front of a public. But I love podcasts. I love content that builds in public, shows a creative process.
Yeah.
So I'm going to launch the first 3 episodes I don't want to timestamp it, but
Sure.
I'm going to launch the first 3 episodes soon. And it's really just going to be getting under the hood of how to build a stand-up set.
Dude, this is awesome. And here's why. I'm doing something similar. I have a show but I'm not doing what you're doing. I'm hosting. So we had a show recently at the Largo, and it was a great success. I'm doing another one. And we could talk offline about it. It'd be great if you came and jumped on the lineup. I had Damon Wayans Jr. on the first show, and New Girl fans will line up out the door if you put a New Girl character on there.
Done.
Dude.
Done. I am so thirsty for stage time.
Yeah.
Like I'm completely addicted.
Oh, this would be great for you.
What's been the biggest thing that you have learned during that process that shocked you?
That I'm not funny.
We got to work on that. You got to work on that. You got a year to figure that out.
That's the idea. Yeah. No, that there's a huge difference between, being hilarious at a dinner table and standing up in front of strangers and laying it all out and making them laugh.
Yeah.
It's really, really a whole different game.
Have you thought about like quitting? Or no, is this now talking about it out loud, being like, no, I can't back away. I'm doing this full year.
I thought about quitting like in March, because before I did an open mic, because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna ever have the balls to go do it. And then once I did it, it was like, it's been downhill ever since, because I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And so now it just feels like, give me more, give me more, give me more. And it feels like this nut that you got to crack that isn't a reflection on you being not smart or not entertaining. Like, it's almost like I thought I could just go up there. I have a lot of thoughts, deeper thoughts. I love being able to talk about what I like to talk about in front of an audience, but they're not there to see like a TED Talk. So you've got to like figure out a way to really do something on a deeper level, which is my ultimate goal, to like change mind, to like get into people's psyches. We're all such idiots. You know what I mean? The world is just, we're all idiots. And it's like, so I don't know if it's a midlife crisis, but it's like the meaning of life for me now is just to find funny.
Huh.
That's awesome.
Have you been heckled?
No, not yet.
Would you like a heckle plant? Because we can send Lamorne to a show so you can work on that skill.
Yeah, I know. There's so many skills I got to work on. Give me there was some guy on Twitter that was like, the first 20 reps of any new skill are going to suck. So I'm just like, I'm just trying to get these first 20 going. And I'm already, each one you learn so much. And like, I'll do one, the middle will bomb. And then I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and write like for 2 hours, which always felt like hard to motivate to write. And now it's just like, it's just happening.
Yeah.
Which is a good feeling.
Dude, great. Well, I'm excited.
Life of a comic. I'm extremely excited.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited because
We already booked a gig. I mean,
yeah, I know. I just booked,
out.
dude. I would be so psyched, I'm down. So we'll talk offline.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Well, thanks, Dr. Sam.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
We're not done with you yet.
Oh, great.
Where the fuck you going? Shit, sit your ass down. Just have him show up and then let him leave so soon. We've got some fan questions.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. Question number 1 from Adam. I can tell Adam's lovely. Maybe he's not. Maybe Adam's a serial killer. I don't know. How involved were you with improv on the show? And did you have any long-running bits with the cast over your years on the show? That question comes from Adam.
I think I caught the improv bug a little bit, but as a guest star, I was kind of like maybe a little reticent to just do it, and so I didn't improvise a ton. And Dr. Sam wasn't all that funny.
Right.
Like he wasn't there to be funny. I mean, I think I had some moments, but I was there to serve a story in a different way. You guys were responsible for those laughs, which was nice.
What's interesting, being a guest star on I was on a show Unstable, and I was on Call Me Cat, and like doing guest stars and recurs. You're right. You quickly realize like, oh, I'm gonna leave that to y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave that responsibility up to you. Because I love improvising, but then there are moments where I'm like, I don't know if I can. I'll let you have it.
Yeah, you're never, as a guest star, you're never like 100% comfortable. You guys were amazing, but you're also coming in, even though I don't know if I did 14 episodes or something, but they're spaced out. So you're never like in that day after day that you guys get. You just get such a rhythm and such a comfort. And guest stars come on, I felt comfortable, but it's just like, don't breathe too much oxygen here.
Right.
That's how I felt. And then the follow-up question is like, I think was running gag. I mean, I would say Jake and I just say shooter, doctor, hitter. We just refer to each other as that all day. Say it like 100 or 200 times, like shooter, overuse. He calls me shooter.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing. I have no idea why.
That's Jake.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a brown noser.
Yeah.
He likes to get in good with you.
Well, he's a bit machine. I mean, he just likes to. He gets energized by just bidding all day.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
And I need like rest.
Yeah. He doesn't need rest.
No.
And he'll go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay, so Giovanni asks, with a show like New Girl, one of the cool things is that you're constantly discovering new sides of the character. We see Sam go through many changes through his time on the series. Which version of Sam was your favorite to play?
I love that, Giovanni. Thank you for asking. I would say I love playing guys that are not supposed to be liked. You know, like when I first show up, I'm just like, I don't care what your name is. I just want to bone you.
Yeah.
And then you're like, that's really rude, but somehow I like this guy.
Yeah.
Like that he said that. So I love that version of Dr. Sam. The other and then the other version, I liked when he didn't know with the beard and he didn't know who he was and he was just so lost.
Yeah.
That was very, very fun to play. And revenge, Dr. Sam. Yeah, when he's angry.
Yeah.
I like being angry at Zoe.
Yeah.
And then the love thing, it was easy to be in love because Zoe's awesome.
So it sounds like you like all the aspects.
Is that a cop-out answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Giovanni.
Yeah, Giovanni's like, damn it, no!
Yeah.
Pick a Dr. Sam.
I like to be a dick, I like to be the bearded guy,
Yeah.
and I like to be angry.
Angry bearded dick.
I like to be able to punch Nick. That's the best, yeah.
That's good. That's always a good one.
Was any contact made in those punches?
That's a good question. I don't really remember. I do remember the standoff where I was like, say beard one more time, bro.
Yeah.
That standoff, I think, was my favorite standoff. Say it. And he's like, beard. And it's just like,
Pop him.
say beard one more time, bro.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Dude, thank you so much for being here.
What a treat.
Oh my gosh, we truly appreciate it.
I'm excited to come to one of your stand-up shows.
Give me a few more reps, okay?
We're here when you're ready. And if you want to practice being heckled,
Yeah.
let us know when you invite us and we can service that role.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for offering that beautiful
I'll throw
service.
stuff out.
Just in case. It feels like something
It's
you
a
don't
skill
want to
I
have
need to
happen.
develop. It's a
maybe
skill.
as a surprise, right? So if you know tonight I'm going to get heckled and they're going to push it a little bit, but
Yep.
you know it's coming, then you can kind of like just work on it so that when it happens in real life, you've already like kind of,
I'll do
figured
one.
it out.
Maybe I'll ask you guys to return the favor, and you can come on the podcast starting stand up with David Walton,
would love
and you
to.
can heckle me on the podcast.
Great.
I would love
I'll
to.
play a 3-minute clip, and you can be like, "That was dog shit."
Who is this bitch?
Not for a single
Fuck
moment
him.
did I even feel remotely humored.
We'll just be completely silent and be like, buddy, and then just get up and walk away.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
the worst heckle, though. I will say that's the worst heckle.
Yeah.
When somebody
Silence.
because somebody yells something out, then it gives you license if something comes up to yell back or to just defend yourself in any kind of way. But if people are just like, great,
Yeah.
cool, you can't hit back. Well, that's our show, folks. Make sure you follow us on IG at The Mess Around Pod, and we'll be back Tuesday with a recap episode 217. Parking
Thanks,
Lot.
Mr. Walton.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
my
Thanks,
friend.
Lamorne. Thanks, Hannah. Good to see you.